Well, I think the first significant thing to mention is that the West, and particularly the United States, have an antagonism towards Iran that transcends either Gaza or Lebanon. And they put their antagonism, the fear of instability arising from Iranian action, they put that fear significantly above what's going on in Gaza or what's going on in Lebanon. So it is significant. Iranian actions and speeches and significant in a political sense.
Okay, and President Biden had urged Israel to reconsider attacking Iranian oil facilities. What do you think are the strategic reasons behind this call for restraint from President Biden to the Israeli officials?
Well, I think it's a signal that the United States will not tolerate attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities. And so he's let the idea float of attacking economic facilities above nuclear facilities. So it's a signal both to Iran that the United States, in this case, will not tolerate attacks on nuclear facilities, but will tolerate economic and military targets.
Sir, I mean, America tends, or the US administration tends to give out sort of mixed signals when it comes to the Israelis. Like they've said, like you've said, that they will not tolerate attacks on nuclear facilities, but then they come back by saying Israel has a right to defend itself, and that they would back the Israelis if things escalate between them and the Iranians, for instance. These mixed signals, do you think that they could affect the Israeli response, or is it somehow a green light, I suppose, from the US administration to sort of respond back and that there won't be a lot of backlash from them?
Well, it's an amber light, neither red nor green. It's an indication that the American administration is confused or at least has difficulty in determining their priorities. And the priority number one is to defend Israel against Iranian attacks, but they fear the escalation that will come from attacks against Iran. So no one knows, least of all the Americans, what the situation will be in a month's time, a week's time, and so on. They fear escalation, they fear a wider war, but they also fear attacks, unacceptable attacks against Israel.
Okay, if we could move to Lebanon and focus on what's happening there right now. The Israeli military targeted Hashem Safieddin in recent strikes. What implications does this have for Hezbollah's leadership and the future operations in general for Hezbollah?
Well, obviously, Hezbollah has been almost decapitated, but I assume that they have a significant capability left. Because those capabilities are underground, they're missiles, and there will be a recovery from this decapitation, either in weeks or months. But still, for the immediate term, Hezbollah has been degraded, as the military say, degraded in capability, but it hasn't gone away, and it has garnered support from Iran in terms of Iran won't let them go away or let them be crushed. So we're on the process of escalation uh, neither Iran nor Israel will want to lose this phase in the war or lose face.
Yes. But I mean, as you're saying, it may have sort of weakened Hezbollah slightly. But if things continue to escalate, it surely must not be easy for the Israeli side to continue on. And we've seen, like, even the Israeli side is calling it small tactical incursions within south of Lebanon, because a full-on war would be.
I think so. There are other military experts that believe that Israel is winning both in Gaza and in against Hezbollah and is deterring Iran. I don't think so. I think it's Israel is in a very difficult position, and its one hope is that Iran missteps and makes a miscalculation with bringing the American power, military power, diplomatic power, but above all military power,
Yes,
to bear against Iran.
Sir, if you're analyzing the situation from the outside, would you say that maybe the Israelis are provoking or poking the bear basically to get a reaction from the Iranians so they can have the Americans intervene on their behalf?
Yes, in short, but I think what is misunderstood and underestimated is the profound psychological, almost atavistic Israeli reaction to October the 7th. They feel that not superior, but they feel they have no choice. And this is how wars start. They have no choice. They recognize that there are formidable foes against them, but their one hope is to, as I say, induce Iran to a misstep. But this psychological reaction to October the 7th, I think, has been misunderstood and misrepresented, and has driven the
Yes.
Israeli miscalculation